3:32 on Wednesday, the 16th of September, from the Unity Point Health Studios. Tony Tone back after doing the morning show, came back for a good reason to put some live music on the radio. He just flew in from, and he's gesturing like his arms are tired. Ladies and gentlemen, he just flew in to the Quad City International Airport. It's probably the nicest airport he's ever been at. Father Stan Fortuna is in the Vintage Sound Session studio. How you doing, sir?
Doing very good, brother.
So you flew in from New York, or where?
Yes, from New York. I live in the Bronx, and then I drove to Queens to LaGuardia Airport, and then got on the Bird and went to Dallas, Texas, and I came all the way to Moline.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Does it offend you when people do New York accents to you? Or no?
No.
Because I'm from the Chicago suburbs, and I don't think that I have an accent. But if you talk to my dad, who's a cop, you would think he was
Chicago PD,
like a mobster.
Hey.
Yeah. I think your accent's better, though. I like it.
Yeah, all accents are good.
Yeah. And you're a priest, so I have to say that. Right?
Absolutely.
So you're the first, Father Stan, you're the first priest that we've had that's also a musician on the radio. But you're not the first priest that I know that's a musician.
Well, there's many. Yeah.
Growing up, I went to Ascension was my home church in Oak Park, Illinois, and we had a priest that played the guitar, jazz.
Oh.
And it was cool. I actually, with my grandparents, went to a nightclub and watched Father John play, and it was crazy.
Very cool.
Yeah. So for you, and
is he still alive?
He's still, yeah. He was a younger guy.
Does he still play?
Yeah, he still does. Put out CDs, kind of like yourself.
Give me his number. He plays jazz.
Yeah.
Get away. Got to get his number.
We can make a connection.
For sure. Please.
That's awesome. So for you, but you started playing the guitar, right?
Well, I mean, my father got me a guitar when I was in the second grade, and it didn't work because the guy who I was taking lessons with was a good player, old Italian guy, but he was a bad teacher. So I didn't read the music. He used to hit my fingers and didn't, see that I could hear and feel and play. Mm-hmm. You're not into the music. Bam, bam, bam. Sound like, So you're lucky my father's upstairs because I take this guitar and I'll break it over your old rough and tumble head, sir. But I controlled my little self because if I did something like that, my father would have come down and that would have been the end of that.
Right.
So respect, and then so my father's like, hey, if you don't practice, you're not going to take lessons. I said, say it again. so I didn't practice. Then he stopped the lessons. I was very happy.
But then how did you get to the bass then?
Well, I was trying to start a band, and there was a piano in the basement of the house. My buddy was a guitar player, and I was noodling on the piano, not very well. And it's like then they had a drummer come along, so they had guitar, and they had drums, and they had me noodling on the piano. And they were like, "Yo, man, you got to get a bass." So I'm like, "Dad, you think I can get a bass?" "Hey, you have the guitar. You got a piano in the basement. What do I look like, a music store?" So my father was cool, and I got this old Hackstrom bass he picked it up for $35, and I came home one day, and there was the bass. Put my hands on the bass, party over.
And that was it?
That was it.
So self-taught?
Yeah, largely for a long time until I was in the 10th grade. Then I met my bass teacher, Lou Staludi, great bass player, great teacher. And then, then I hear Johann Sebastian Bach. I hear Charlie Parker, Lester Young, Billie Holiday, Charlie Christian, Jimmy Blanton, Bud Powell, and Lennie Tristano. And then, I'm then party over, and then I was hooked, man. Yeah, I was just heard great music, and that was it.
It's amazing the sound that you can make, because if you think of a bass in a rock band or whatever, it doesn't get spotlighted a lot, unfortunately. Right? I mean, and it should, because it is like playing, it's a craft. I mean, I can't play any instruments, I'll be honest with you, but I have a lot of respect for people that can. Right. And you're sitting in here with
Well, you have an instrument, you have your voice, and you do wonderful things with your voice, and you use it well. Yeah, guess, don't guess, brother, be certain. That's beautiful.
Well, I am certain, I'm just modest,
Don't be too modest, because you'll lose the little you have. Oh!
So, Father Stan is playing. What do you like to be called? Father Stan?
Father Stan's fine.
Father Stan. All right. So you're in town for the Polyrhythm's third Sunday jazz show this Sunday with Pete Prisco and Manny Lopez III, who's in studio with you.
Yes.
Showtime is 6 o'clock. General admission tickets are $10, $15 for reserved seating. Before the show, you're doing a workshop at 3 o'clock. Why is it important for you to do things like that?
Well, number one, I was asked to do it. Number two, when I'm asked to do things like that, I really like doing things like that because, I like when people get to ask questions. And then I like to be able to, afford an answer,
Sure.
of some sort, some way, some shape or form.
And obviously your life is dedicated to serving in the church, so it's sort of, musically speaking, you can kind of become a little bit of a teacher, right? Even in a brief sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're always teaching and learning regardless of the circumstances, and what's bad about that is, and also good at the same time, is that sometimes we don't know that.
Yeah.
So that's really good, but then sometimes it's really bad, because it's really bad when we're learning all the time and we don't realize that we're learning, and we're learning bad things, you know what I'm saying? Things that don't help us, things that hurt us, things that set us back. So it's kind of interesting and beautiful and mysterious, and it's part of why I love the whole thing.
What's a home church for you? Is it in the Bronx?
Yeah, I've been in the Bronx for 28 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What church is it? Just
well, I'm a Catholic priest. I'm
right.
a Franciscan, so I live at Our Lady of the Angels Friary, and on the block we've taken over an old Polish national parish.
Nice.
Yeah. And so, which is great, because I love the whole Polish thing, because I call him Karol Wojtyła, Saint Pope John Paul II. Kocham Wojtyła. That means in Polish, trochę rozumiem po polsku. I only speak very little bit of Polish, very, 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 very little. But I'm so happy that we're there with that, and so we got now the parish complex has been busted up. We got the St. Francis Center there, where we have youth programs, and we work with the poor in the neighborhood. We have the St. Crispin Friary, which was our first house. We have Our Lady of the Angels Friary. So I've been in that block on 155th Street and 156th Street in the South Bronx for over 27 years now.
It's incredible. And the church, and this is going to sound like and I don't want to say a dumb question, but the church and everybody is cool because you travel a lot, you're playing. I mean, that's all.
We don't run a parish church, but I've been full-time in the preaching apostolate, and as a Franciscan, I'm an itinerant, so I'm not like your parish priest.
Gotcha.
Where like I run the parish.
Right.
And our parish is like as far as you can see and beyond.
Wow.
So, and wherever there's nobody, then that's where we want to go. And what's really cool about that is Papa Francesco, Pope Francis, is so big on going to the peripheries, going to the furthest ends, going where nobody really wants to go, going where people need to go, not just sitting there waiting for people to come to you. Yes, we want to be welcoming when people come, but we need to go out, and so I was like, when I heard him starting to just reiterate that same thing that John Paul was saying and living, and that Pope Benedict XVI made so crystal clear. And when I see Papa Francesco prophetically putting out like that, I'm like, yahoo!
And he's coming to the States soon.
He's going to go to Cuba, and then he's going to go to D.C., then to New York, then to Philadelphia.
So when he's in New York, do you have a chance to see him preach? Or
I had an opportunity to kind of celebrate at Madison Square Garden, but I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be in town.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You're busy enough to miss the Pope.
Well,
not a bad thing.
No,
I don't mean that in any disrespect.
No. Yeah. Because even if I was home, I just lay low with the crowd.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you mean. Absolutely.
I would just lay low with the crowd anyway, and then pay close attention to what he said, and then take it in and go with it.
He's doing and he's saying a lot of good things.
Oh yeah.
Very refreshing.
Yeah.
Because I'm born and raised Catholic and.
Cool.
Named after St. Anthony.
Oh,
I don't want to brag. Right, exactly. So, no, I think this is great. I was looking forward to you coming in, and and again, not to be rude, but I didn't know what to expect. You can look at somebody's biography and whatever, and then you walk in and you're like the coolest guy ever, and I don't want you to leave. I want you to get transferred to Muscatine and take over St. Mary and Matthias.
And then you'd get a second job to have someone remove me.
Right. Again, Father Stan Fortuna in town Sunday, Redstone Room, downtown Davenport. He is here to play some music. So, Father, I'd like you to take it away, and we'll chat a little. We'll take a break. We'll play some more tunes, and then we'll encourage people to see you on Sunday.
Okay, thanks. To where you gotta go, and that is what I want you to show me. Wherever you wanna send me, and that's where I wanna go, so that I can find a way for you to protect me. 'Cause when I know that you are with me, nobody can take away the joy that I feel. Cause when I know that you are with me, then I got something that is forever for real. And that is why I wanna give all of myself to you. Jamming in the radio station live, and that's the one I wanna give it all back to you. But I need to find a way for you to set me free, and so that I can be everything and that you want me to be. And I'm not necessarily talking about joining the army, but I wanna fight. I wanna fight. I wanna make it alright. Just like a fish that goes and sees the worm and takes a bite. Take me away and make me see. Do something with my heart and soul and make me free. Like a little fish going deep, deep down into the sea. And everybody on the radio who might now be listening to me, I wanna let you know. I wanna let you know. I wanna let you know that this here is given for you. This here's given for you. Given for you. Given for you. Given. Given for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Father Stan Fortuna on Vintage Sound 93.1 FM. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break and come right back from the session studio and remind you Polyrhythm's third Sunday Jazz is this Sunday with showtime at 6 o'clock. Father Stan in concert with Pete Prisco and Manuel Lopez III, who is in the studio as well. It's 3:45 at Vintage Sound. Hang on.
Attention, take a minute and download the free Vintage Sound app. It needs to be on your smartphone. Seriously, do it right now. We can wait a minute. Much better. Vintage Sound 93.1 FM.
Vintage Sound 93.1 FM, 3:48 on Wednesday, September 16th. And Tony Tone back with you. Because in the Vintage Sound Session studio, Father Stan Fortuna is here. He's hanging out, and you can see him live in concert. It's the Polyrhythm's third Sunday Jazz this Sunday. Tickets are $10. Show starts at 6. They're doing a workshop at 3. Tickets are available at the door. I encourage you to get them in advance. If you want to go to rivermusicexperience.org, you can do that. Father, was that the song that you just did? Sorry, yeah, we're back on. That song that you just did, was that just all improvised or what?
Yeah, it was spontaneous improvisation,
okay.
Prayer kind of flow kind of thingy in the studio for all you guys and for your listeners.
That was incredible. Yeah. I had a question from somebody on Facebook, and I figured I would ask. He's
please.
Listening right now.
Cool.
And he said, now I don't know, you probably know who Les Claypool is, maybe.
I've heard the name.
Well, this question said...
Claypool. Oh, no, I'm thinking Ed Kranepool played for the Mets. Wrong country. Wrong country.
Les Claypool,
go
the
Cubs.
bass player. Yeah, go Cubs,
go
right?
Yankees.
You can slap the bass and pick it. Is your style influenced by anybody? I'll kind of change up the question a little bit.
Wow, I don't know who the Kranepool guy is. I'm not a slapper, you know what I mean? It's funny, like I can play percussion, and friends of mine who are percussionists and say, like, you'd be like stupid if you'd be slapping, because like I can do like, and I could articulate it, but you know, or that, you know, and I can do it with my hands on instruments. But slapping, I've just, you know, yeah, so I mean, there's amazing modern, you know, from the Victor Wootens who've, you know, and the Jocko. Actually, somebody said they had a tape early on when Jocko was messing around with slapping a little bit. But so I don't slap with the traditional like thumb thing, and where it's like becomes a whole kind of that whole groove thing. I just never felt that, you know what I mean? So my bass player influences, you know, some of the early ones going back was, you know, John Paul Jones and John Bonham back in the day with Led Zeppelin, you know, and it's a rock station. And I was saying classic rock, yo, they go, don't get no more classic than that. John Bonham, you know, and then people say, Led Zeppelin was the devil. I say, I got news for you. The devil can't do what is good. He wants to destroy what's good. That's why John Bonham overdosed with heroin, unfortunately. But, but I mean, man, John Bonham. I know. My goodness. So, you know, so I love stuff like that, you know, and then the jazz thing, you know, I mean, you know, all my favorite bass players, they dead now, you know.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. It's like all the good ones are not with us. I mean, we obviously still have.
We've still got great ones,
right?
You know, you've got of course you know, you have to say Victor Wooten, but then you know, John Patitucci and all the big name boys out there, but they can play, man. They're, you know, very very good musicians too, not just good players, you know.
So you have a show tonight that's kind of a private show, that's sold out, and that's cool.
That's the blues thing that Manny's going to, and I'm just gonna go. If I can help, I'll help. I'll be there.
But you're gonna accompany
if they can. If they want me, they got me.
And we'll just say that our dear friend, who you're gonna meet, Ernie Peniston, will be there.
Cool.
Ernie's Iowa Blues Hall of Famer, great guy, super. I think you two are gonna. I'm telling you, you get along great.
Well, you know what's cool about this? Because like the vibe here with this radio station. With the people who work here, it's very kind of familiar. It's like family, right?
See.
And then, like, you know, knowing the brothers, knowing the musician, family. And there's this blues brother who's doing the blues thing. His mother's in the assisted living place, family. You know, there's the connection, like family. There's the extended family, family. And there's people who are just going through so much drama because of bad things going on in family, having no family, family breaking down. So this is all building up. I got a little song called Family. Maybe eventually, if you want me to do another one, maybe I can do something like that a little bit.
Absolutely. Let's do it right now.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and we'll remind everybody where they can see you, and we'll chat because you're fascinating. We'll chat for a little bit longer. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Vintage Sound Session Studio, Father Stan Fortuna talking family.
About me because I love you. I want to put you in my family and love you through a family community. You give your love free. That's the kind of family we gotta work to be. With the love from above, that's how a family is found. Through the problems and the pain, there's enough love to go around. Pray for all the people, give yourself and all you do. I say forget about me because I love you. That's right, I'm talking about me and my brothers, the sisters and the cousins and the fathers and the mothers. It's the creed, it's sincere, get hip to the truth, he's on your back. The breakdown of the family is the devil's prime attack. Cause you know we're together in the bond that lasts forever. We stay strong, forgiving wrong, walking the road that's hard and long. Pray for all the people, give yourself and all you do. I say forget about me because I love you. But you gotta do it anyway. Lord Jesus Christ, shine your light on me high. Help the world, show the way world had to be a family. To make a gift to myself is how I keep it real. My broken heart, take it, Lord, help me to heal. You're the medicine for every F-A-M-I-Y. Where Joseph and Mary ring out, I learned to rely on the mystery of the Trinity and love like you do. And say, forget about me because I love you. Forget about me. I love, I love, I love, I love. Forget about me, 'cause I love you. Refugees are running. See, we're gonna come through, 'cause we belong to one family. I see what we can do, and I wanna show the world that I can love with something brand new. And I got it for you. 93.1 FM, here we go. With Anthony behind the microphone, he be leading the show. And I got station manager Jamie on the djembe. And I got my brother staying with me, M3 Lopez, here we go. Maybe coming to the gig at Poly Rhythm third Sunday. Wanna see if we can make the family real. A Monday, Tuesday, and a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every day. Gotta do it every day. Gotta do it every day. Gotta do it every day.
Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you so much, Father Stan. I love it. It's great. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you've been listening to, it's Father Stan Fortuna Sunday at the River Music Experience, the Redstone Room, downtown Davenport, 129 Main Street. Again, showtime 6 p.m. Tickets are $10 or $15 for reserved seating. Father, after you play in this area, you go back home, or are you traveling more? What's the schedule like for you over the next few weeks?
Yeah, I'm going to stick around a couple of days after the gig, and thankfully, my brother, my friend, Manuel Lopez III, in addition to being just an amazing person, great drummer, great musician, great technician, and an organizer, and he's got a little studio up in his house.
Yes.
And he's helped me tremendously with some of my music and CDs, So I'm going to try to finish up a project that I've been working on, and he's been helping me with. And then he's got some stuff that he wants me to play for him, and we really work really well together. It's kind of crazy how much we can get done in such a short amount of time, because things just kind of flow.
How did you hook up with Man? I mean, it's, from the Bronx to the heart of the Midwest.
Well, years ago. How long ago? I don't know how long ago. It was a while back now. How many years? It was like maybe back in at least 03.
Okay.
So how many years is that now? 03 to 13,
12?
14, 15. So like about 12 years ago, I was doing something by the University of Iowa. Isn't that in the Quad Cities? Iowa
About
City.
40 minutes from here, yeah.
There you go. So I was doing something there, and Manny had a friend who was flute player, and Keith, and they somehow knew about me. They knew I was there. So I love bookstores, so I was going for a little walk. I was doing a thing at a church there right next to the university. And then so we bumped into each other on the street, and Manny was like, "Yo, Keith, stop," and Keith's like, "No, man, this is my boy Manny. Check out his CD," and I'm like, "Well, I'll check it out. What am I gonna do with it? What, I look like a record promoter, I said, I'm just, so I said, "Sure, man, blah blah blah. You got your number on there?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." So, because I started my own little non-for-profit Francesco Productions thing, you know, people hear it and say, oh, wow, well, you know, Francesco Productions, you have your own record label? I says, yeah, it's operated out of my backpack, Jack, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, so, and, you know, sometimes people give me CDs and they say, listen, what do you think? And like, what I really think is like, it just sounds like everybody else, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And sometimes it's good, sound like everybody else, and sometimes it's not so good, sound like everybody else, and sometimes it's like really bad, not sound like everybody else. So, but I always listen to whatever people give to me, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I try to find, you know, I go very quickly sometimes quicker than other times, but I do go and I find something and I say, you know, track 7, I really like the whatever, the way the groove there, and I like this vocal here. Keep up the good work, you know.
I love it.
But I put his thing in.
Yeah.
I was like, what the
heck? Yeah.
What the? I said, what the? And I listened to the first song, and I went then the whole song. And I went to the next song. I was like, what the? And next thing I know, I listened to the whole thing. I called her phone number. I said, dude. I said, where? You know. And so him and his wife, and she was pregnant with the first baby. Yeah. So he got 5 babies now.
You got a basketball team, I know.
Yeah, we working on
amazing.
That. So yeah, I baptized that he gonna be big like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big boy. And but you know, so his wife was pregnant with the first baby, and I went over, and he had a little man. We was just playing, you know, and we just hit it right off, right from the beginning. It was funny, like I was like, you know, I had the bass, you know, in the thing, and I was just checking a couple things out, and I was just playing around, tuning and playing. Of course, he recorded everything. I didn't know.
Sure, of course, yeah.
And then, you know, the next thing I know, he kind of looped a couple bass lines I did, and you know, and I heard that. I said, oh, that sounds good. I said, who's that? And I said, well, it sounded familiar. I said, but I never looped myself. You know, sure. Even though now when I go out on the road,
you do it now.
I'm using like a loop station live, and I do it live a lot of times. And but anyway, so we go back there, and it was just great. You know, it was a great joy. You know, to be able to meet him, and then you know through Manny, and then even with Jamie, man, we did a thing one time at that homeless shelter place, right? Wasn't it a homeless shelter? We did a gig, coffee shop, and they had them it was like it was something like a coffee shop, and then they had like it was connect. Oh, these are my glasses, yes, and it was connected with a lot of homeless people, you know, and so I was thrilled. You know, to do that, and Jamie was playing drums, and Manny was playing keyboard. Because in addition for Manny playing drums, he also plays keyboards, and he writes, and he composes, and he sings, and he boys off the charts. And so we just had a great old time there, and Jamie was laying it down nice, and that was a very cool night. We had a lot of fun there, and so you know, and then now I mean, you guys, and the connection just keeps going, and it keeps expanding, and that's a beautiful thing. We need that today, man, because like there's so much trouble, man, you know. And as the trouble is expanding, and there's this deluge of refugees, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, man, because the troubles are going deep, man, into the world, you know. So for me personally, I mean, it just inspires me and pushes me more, you know, because you know, people want to be happy, man, and people want to have joy in their heart, you know, and the beautiful thing about music, it helps to do that, you know, and so I'm grateful for your work on the station, and you know, this Village Sound 93.1, and I know your listeners are loving it, and I hope that it just continues to help them, and then to go beyond the radio station, so that, you know, as you do your job, and that you're seeing that tower in the parking lot, and you know, beaming these waves, you can't even see them, but then eventually somehow you can hear them. And I love listening to the radio, you know. It's like such a cool thing, because we're so inundated with the visual, you know, but just to use the sound, you know. And the Bible says that faith comes by hearing, you know what I'm saying? So you could hear something, and you might not think you don't have no faith. You might not even want no faith. And I don't want to start preaching up on the radio show. He said, we're going to get Jamie fired or something like that. But you know what? You know, but it's true, man, because like this, it's good, you know, it's beautiful, man. And the music, you might never expect it. But hearing is a powerful thing, and it brings joy to people, you know? So
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And music, for sure, when people need it most, it's always there.
Absolutely,
right?
Man.
And it's very therapeutic.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to just say thanks for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me,
and
Anthony.
You're welcome. This has been a blast for me. And again, Polyrhythm's Third Sunday Jazz this Sunday, 6 o'clock showtime with Father Stan Fortuna. I would love if you just kind of play us out a little bit, because I love the sound of the bass on the radio.
Sure.
So do your thing. And again, thank you for coming in.
My pleasure. Thank you. Peace to y'all. What joy I feel when I sing. No words can tell what joy I feel. What joy I feel when I can sing. No words can tell what joy I feel. My spirit wants to fly beyond those silly big bonds, soaring way up beyond the meaning of the words. Kaya la mama bubuti kika la yama, woo woo wah oh 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 with joy. La 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 la. La 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 la. Yeah. La 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 lo. Do 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 bam do 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 do. Ma la 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 do 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 do. Baba do 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 la do 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 do. I feel when I can sing.